Best Ball Bash and the Randomizer. We are ready to go today. Kicking things off, one of you guys in the chat will be hopping on stream to draft a Best Ball Mania team with me. Just drop the hashtag join the bash and we will spin that wheel in a few minutes to see who is going to join us. And then at 2 p.m. Eastern, we will have Rod Stewart. You guys know him from his terrific YouTube channel, from his self-loathing Jets fandom. He will be coming on for his first ever time battling the randomizer wheel. So let me get the giveaway up here on screen and we will get this bash rolling. How is everybody doing today? Looks like we're up to 17 entries in the bash. Let me get this up on screen here. Put me down here. In week one, we had Neil Farley win the seat. Last week, we had Pat Moore Poker, who was not allowed to draft on Underdog, but found the most clever workaround of all time in winning a bash seat. Mike Robb alerting me to the fact that I'm 106 views away from lifetime views of 3,696,969. What an incredible milestone that will be. I will call up the local bakery and make sure I get a cake made for that. All right. Looks like we have Frankie's battling in the chat. We, of course, have our OG Frankie going after Frankie Dash here. Definitely getting confusing. Ben Havard wants to get on here so he can plant the slappy flag. We got John Warner giving some gifts here. Welcome to the new members on the channel. Big Fudgy and Blue-Eyed Bandit. If you're watching this stream but confused why you can't comment, it is because I do have it specifically gated to YouTube members. You need to be a YouTube member to be able to comment on this stream because the giveaway is exclusively for using the hashtag in the chat. So that was the most simple solution for making that work. There are different tiers to the YouTube memberships. If you just become the lowest tier, which I believe is the randomizer tier, that will make you eligible to join the bash. However, if you want the other perks of the other tiered membership, like the Best Ball Value Hounds tier, that's what gets you access to all of the After Dark shows. And then the way those work is they're all nested. So if you have the top tier, you get all the benefits down below. But if all you're interested in is the randomizer chat and being able to have a chance at the bash, then you can just become a randomizer YouTube member. Look at my guy, John Warner, out here, the Santa Claus of the bash, giving out some memberships here. Any new members now eligible to enter? We're up to 23 entries. We've been doing the drawing at about 1:05 p.m., so we'll give it another minute or so of entries to trickle in, and then we'll spin that wheel and see who will be joining me. We got one of my randomizer head writers here, Matt Wood. He's been hard at work on the prompts for Rod Stewart. Excited for you guys to see those coming up at 2 p.m. Eastern. We got Mike joining the bash. We got Mark joining the bash. We'll do about one more minute here, and then we will spin. I will send you a link to the StreamYard, and we'll hop on and draft a team. John is Hallie down with 3 seconds left. We got Eggers joining the bash. Up to 25 entries. Not bad odds. Not bad odds at all. If you miss out today, we will be doing this every Wednesday this summer until the season starts, which should mean a good amount of shows. Sometimes the shows that fall on like a Monday or Friday, whether because of the holiday weekend or holidays, end up getting moved. But a nice Wednesday here, and 4th of July doesn't fall on a Wednesday this year. So I'm pretty sure every Wednesday this summer, we should have shows. Looks like we got a few more entrants trickling in here. We're going to spin here in about 10 seconds. I'm such a strickler with my time here at 5 minutes into the show. We'll spin our wheel. We'll keep that the standard there so everyone knows the drill. And I might In future weeks, I might change it. If I feel like we're brushing up against getting the person on, doing the draft, and then getting to the randomizer on time, I might have people put the hashtag in before the stream starts. Obviously, the show will get posted and the chat is open. But for now, let's keep this 1:05 p.m. spin time live. We get a few people sneaking in at the last minute, but we are going to spin now. 29 entries. Good luck to all who is joining the bash on June 11th, 2025. I see the familiar names. Don't get faked out by the slow roll here. Wait. Okay. I thought it was, why was my name in there for a second? We got Ryan Seal. Ryan Seal, not Ryan Seacrest. Ryan Seal. Ryan, can you DM me on either X or Discord, or if you want to email me, contact@PeterOverzet will work as well. But let's figure out how to get you on this stream. And let me make sure you're in the chat and ready to go today. I don't even know. I don't think I'm even technically a YouTube member on my own channel. Oh, it must have been from this. This is why I was entered, duh. Because I put, let's see those join the bash. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? All right. Arf, arf, arf. Where's the SEAL crew? Ryan, can you confirm you're in the chat here? I think you were one of the first people in here to do the hashtag. Do we have eyes? Do we have a sighting on Ryan Seal here? There he is. All right, Ryan, where are you DMing me? All right, Twitter, let's do it. I am going to get this over to Ryan. I recognize Ryan's name. I'm looking at my DMs, Ryan. I do not see anything. I do not see anything, sir. I'm looking in my message requests. I'm looking in my messages. Just tell me what your Twitter name is, brother. Just tell me what your Twitter name is. I'll make this happen. Drop your Twitter username in here. Okay, I think I found you. All right, I found you. Here it is. Okay, I just sent you this. At Ryan Seal 13. Yes, you have the link. All right, Ryan has the link. Get over here. Let's get over here, and then we will be drafting and talking and learning about our friend Ryan here today. Let's see here. All right, Ryan Seal. Let's see what we can learn about Ryan while we wait for him to join us. He has a lovely photo on Twitter of his partner, his dog, and he's got a flute of, I don't know if that's champagne or rosé. We'll find out. He's got a little Donkey Kong header image here. Seems to like some baseball. He called Best Ball Breakfast on Monday an all-star lineup. All right. He's not counting Nick Chubb out. All right. See, we're learning about him. So we got a baseball bro, a Nick Chubb bowl. Here, okay, now we got his top quarterback exposures. His top 5 quarterbacks have shoulder injuries. Now we got his top quarterback exposures. Top 5 quarterbacks have shoulder injuries.
What's up, Pete?
His top quarterback exposures.
What's up, Pete? Can you hear me?
Yes, but you got to turn the stream off. Did you turn the stream off?
Yeah, I think we're good to go. Appreciate you working with me. Classic tech lord issue here, but I'm on my phone, but I have my laptop pulled up, but can you hear me all right?
Yeah, no, you're doing good on your phone. Whatever works for you. The phone and the camera and speakers seem to be working good.
All right. Yeah, appreciate the patience. Thanks for having me on, man. Thanks so much.
Yeah, no, excited about this. Like, while you were getting set up, we were going through your Twitter to try to learn about you.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about you. Obviously, a best ball bro. Looks like you enjoy some of the baseball as well. What's a little TLDR on the Ryan Seal?
Yeah, man, I've been in the underdog streets for a while. Nothing crazy. I've maxed BBM, I think, once before. Gonna do it again this year. So just looking to get lucky, obviously. Otherwise, I follow mainly football and baseball, like my two favorite sports. Um, you know, Football fantasy wise on underdog is really where I mainly play. You got me in the BR streets last season, which was nice. Had a good little hit there, but looking to make some magic happen in BBM for sure.
Beautiful. And where are you based out of?
I'm in Corain's neck of the woods, San Diego. So yeah, I've hit you up on Twitter once or twice. I went to your. I know you went to college over this way. I hit that. What was it? The taco shop where I got like a Cali burrito or whatever. It was
Ortiz's?
a recommendation. What was it?
Up?
Ortiz's. Yeah. Ortiz. Yep.
Did it deliver for you?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you can't go wrong out here, regardless. But that was a good hookup, and yeah, a good spot. I mean, everything out here this way is obviously food and weather and all that. But man, what one question I wanted to ask you. I'm on my phone. I see this message here on my the StreamYard link on my laptop. Is there a way I can maybe just scoot over to this so I don't have to hold my phone up at all? Is that going to be like an issue if we swap out real quick?
No, swap it out. I just hopped us in a draft. We still need 9 spots. So you got a few seconds here. Swap it out. I want you to be comfortable. Get your setup how you want it to be.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I'll be like 30 seconds. Appreciate you.
All right. Beautiful. If you guys want to draft with us, I just hopped in a 30-second Best Ball Mania draft. I want to make sure we have enough time to be able to talk things out. So I'll get that on screen. So even if you guys weren't able to win a seat on stream, you can at least draft with us here today. And there we go. Nice. That a little better for you?
Yeah, that's working out very nice. I can see the board quite a bit. This is definitely a better look. So you can hear me now, right?
Yes, beautiful. Oh, one other thing here as we hop in, it looks like we got the 1-6, so not nice. A bad draft slot for us here. Do you want to draft off at ADP? Do you want to do rankings? What would be your preference?
Yeah, ADP is cool. I see Nez is right in front of us, so we'll be Snipe City either way, but yeah, that'll be good.
Yes. This is the, when you say you need 9 more for a draft, it's going to be friends and family. I see Nez in here. I see CO Ben. We got JJFC, of course, Crutches in here. So, yes, we're going to be battling the regs today.
Yeah. I like what we got. 6, you said? I like that. It's in the middle. I mean, we can maybe, not have to reach too much at like one of the turns. So I think we should be in good shape.
For sure. What? How many BBMs deep are you this year, or what have been your contests of choice?
Yeah, I'm all BBM. I want to say I'm like 50, 55, something like that. So I'm at a good pace here. I probably got to slow my roll a little bit. I kind of just strictly stick to BBM because I know they give a bunch of other contests. But yeah, we're coming up here. So
I was gonna say, so you're a BBM maxi. You haven't dabbled in a single side contest?
Correct. Yeah. Wow. Some self-control, I guess. I mean, it's still degen, but what do we got here? I'm thinking probably wideout. I'm Puka or Neighbors for sure. It's your preference. I like either of those wideouts.
No, sir. It is your preference. This is the Ryan Seal draft. Right. Put your, dare I say, seal of approval on this.
Neighbors it is. Neighbors it is.
All right. Beautiful. We start with Malik Neighbors. Yeah, that is because all often here you'll hear people the other way. Like, I'm not playing BBM, but I play all the other side contests or whatever. But it sounds like you are in this to win $2 million or bust. That's the Ryan Seal mentality.
Yeah, sure. Go big or go home. But yeah, I mean, ideally it would be great to get in all of them. I know they came out like a single entry and some of the smaller dollar ones. But yeah, if I'm gonna play, I mean, I'd obviously like to it as big as you can. And I know BBM has like a nice, I kind of like the idea of having it start super early and go through all the way up until like kickoff. Basically, it kind of gives me a good range to like draft different guys, different pockets, all that. So
And you get the super clean screenshot equity when you show your exposures and stuff. You know, some of us get like muddled. Like my exposures in BBM versus the side contests are so different because I draft the side contests on my own and all my BBM drafts are with other people. So it's like not even representative of mine. So you get that these are my takes. Here it is. One contest, Ryan Seal, get out of my way. I like it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that 4% exposure blanket is exactly that. Yeah, no rough around the edges there. That's funny. But
so what is your style of BBM draft? Are you heavy on some players, specific structures? Do you like to mix it up? Like, what's your general play style?
Yeah, I mean, I mix it up quite a bit. You know, right now I definitely, you know, I think similar to you, I rarely have like a 30-40% like exposure. I think my top guy is probably like 23-25%, something like that. I know it's still pretty early here, but yeah, kind of just like ADP values and proper structure and just go through it as you know, give kind of what the board gives you a little bit there. But yeah, it looks like wideouts going pretty good. What do we have? 19 and got Henry there, Bowers there.
Henry goes one pick in front of us. Bowers, Achane, JT, Bucky, T by ADP. What do you like?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go Achane here. I love Bowers. Yeah. He's one of my highest, but I like Achane. I mean, he's just so fun, and I have him in like season long as like a keeper and stuff. So I'm definitely a big Achane guy. And then I think getting like that real stud running back wide out 1 and 2 kind of sets us up pretty nicely.
Yeah, I like that. It's funny because I feel like Bowers has been slipping a little bit lately, and you are kind of often presented with this decision here. And yeah, it is hard not to be on Achane at this price. And again, I keep saying it, you know, the teams, I always love clicking Bowers, you know, at 20 here for Nez, it's an awesome price. But man, the teams seem to come together a little bit better when you have a running back or wide receiver there. Also, I want to address something in the chat. Frankie Dash says, seal of approval. Come on, Pete, you are better than taking the low-hanging fruit. Absolutely not. I am not better than that. You don't know who I am if you don't think I'm going to tee up a seal of approval pun. You mentioned you have a guy at 24%. Who is your most drafted guy?
Yes, let me look now. I know Bowers is up there. Double check. I'm like a mix of like kind of a slappy, but also like drafting olds. It's like a little hybrid. So just bear with me here. Oh, Davis would love this. Worthy, it's actually 21% is the highest. So again, kind of smoothed out, but Worthy number 1, and then your boy Dalton Schultz number 2. And then I slap it up a little bit. AD Mitchell, Knoll, Tajay Spears. I've kind of just clicking. I think I got him earlier on because I was just looking for like bankable running back touches, and I guess I was like taking RBs at that spot in the board.
Yeah.
You know, I might like pump the brakes a little bit on that, but and then guys like the Jags, like the next 3 are De'Ami Brown, Tootin, Travis Hunter. So we'll see where that goes. But
yeah, it sounds. You probably have a little bit a decent amount of CJ Stroud too, if you got a bunch of Knoll and Schultz.
Yeah, I like Stroud. I mean, that was obviously a little sketchy with the shoulder stuff, but I guess we saw him throwing, so it should be all right, hopefully.
Yeah, those are problems of being a best ball drafter on June 10th is you're like, yeah, I was a little worried about CJ Stroud exposure there because there was those 36 hours that we were talking about his shoulder. All right, well, we're about to pick after Nez. You got Jacobs, Marvin Harrison, Terry McLaurin, JSN, Kyron on the board here. Anything jumping out to you after our running back wide receiver start?
Let's tab off of running back. We won't go running back. Let's see. Probably, I mean, this is like a very slight reach, but I like Evans as just like I've just always loved Evans, like since he came out like day one.
Yeah,
just 4 touchdowns on Underdog. It's kind of a win.
Yes, he is. He's a beast. I love I want to continue to learn about this drafting style of yours because it's like, yeah, you have Worthy and Evans who actually go in a similar range there. But a lot of times you're either like a Worthy guy or you're an Evans guy there. And it sounds like you are a man who has 2 wolves inside of you.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. You know, on Evans, what do I have him at? 17%. So they're close enough. I mean, I probably just balance it out. I think maybe depending on like if I'm looking to stack Mahomes or Mayfield, like they go kind of in similar ranges, right? Both Mayfield and Mahomes. So yeah, it's just kind of if one slips a little bit or some rooms like you'll see with Worthy, like maybe people are kind of scared off, and Evans is definitely pretty more, I would imagine, a little more consistent on where he goes. So
the what was I gonna say? Yeah, Mike Evans, Malik Neighbors, Devon Achan here to start for us. Oh, I was gonna ask, like, are you do you draft on your phone? Are you a desktop drafter? Are you an Underdog Cardio Club guy? Where do you get your volume in?
yeah, I'm just strictly on my phone, a mix of fast and slows. So I know there's like a debate on which is better. I mean, I'm pretty sure people have said like nobody's won on a slow before, but I like them just like benefits of kind of just like, bored. I look to see if I'm on the clock and kind of look through some picks. But yeah, the fast drafts are great. I mean, people talk about like staying engaged and being able to kind of see what the draft gives you as it comes, like obviously compared from fast to slow. But yeah, no cardio club, none of that. I should probably look into that. Can obviously stand to get out and exercise a bit more, but yeah, strictly off the phone.
Love it. What is have you been, we obviously passed on Bowers for HN there. How have you been handling kind of like the elite tight ends and quarterbacks in the first 5 rounds?
Yeah, it's a good question. I kind of, it's a little dependent, definitely more elite tight end than elite QB right now. I'll get into it more in a sec. I know Kittle just went. Yeah, let's see. What pick is ours? 43, and we're on pretty much even.
Yeah. Cook, Jamison Williams, Hunter, Devontae Smith, Metcalf, Hampton, there on the board.
Let's keep going. Wideouts. I like. Let's just do it. Let's go Hunter.
All right.
Yep.
Let's do it. You mentioned you're in on the Jags, right? That's kind of one of your teams you're buying. Yeah.
Yep. I'm in on the Jags. I'm not like a major bye week bro, but I do like to at least take notice. I mean, more towards like just a little early on, just so I know I'm not like straight up, 3 wideouts that have like week 8 buys, something like that. But yeah, I mean, for the Jags specifically, I just think like Lawrence has been frustrating. Like I feel like I've taken him enough. I've never been like too much of a stand one way or the other on him, but just with his supporting cast and who he's got, like, OC like leading the charges this year, I think it's setting up pretty well.
San Diego guy, are you were you a former Chargers fan? Are you a current Chargers fan, or do you disavow all forms of laundry-based fandom?
No, I respect laundry-based fandom. I'm actually from New York. I moved out in 2018, so neighbors boy. I'm a Giants fan.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, classic. Action.
What brought you out to San Diego other than the gorgeous weather, the beaches, the food, and the high quality of life?
Yeah, my now wife, we were dating a while back, and we were doing long distance for a little bit. She was out in Arizona, so we had to make a decision, and I didn't really feel like living in Arizona, so we landed on California, and San Diego wound up. So that kind of lined up pretty nicely. Yeah.
All right, we're about to pick at 5-6. We got Achane, we got Neighbors, Evans, and Travis Hunter. We'll see what Nez does here at 5-5, and then we are on the clock at 5-6. The one player in here who has kind of a fake ADP, obviously RJ Harvey, who's been dropping a ton after the J.K. Dobbins signing. He goes Zay Flowers. Do you like any of these running backs? Calvin Ridley, what do you like?
Yeah, tricky spot. Walker, didn't they say he's got like some sort of injury? I know we got about 10 seconds. I'm almost thinking running back, but let's either queue up Walker or Chuba. Those are going to be my main guys. You kind of make the call if you think Walker's fine on the injury, but maybe just, it's your call. One of those.
Well, let's we can do Walker. I think straight up I do prefer Walker. I did see that thing about the injury, but again, like we're so far out now that I don't think it's anything we need to change a ton there. Also, I am extremely jealous that, we essentially did the opposite thing where you moved from the East Coast because of your wife to the West Coast, and I moved from the West Coast after graduating to the East Coast. And I really wish I had gotten your side of that that move there. So congratulations on pulling off that heist.
Hey, no, you're in a dream scenario yourself, so no sweat there. But yeah, it's a good situation. So, yeah, I just to speak on that Walker point real quick. I mean, I haven't even really dug into it. I know, like you said, was it June 11 or whatever? So we probably got some time. But like obviously Charbonnet, I don't really like taking Walker and Charbonnet on the same team. There are like backfields that I probably will do that with, but like just down the line, like I know this is picks in the future here, but Charbonnet is like a target for sure. That's like kind of a no-brainer. But yeah, ideally with having Achane and Walker as our two backs to start, it's not like we're going to need to go like 7 or anything on that. And it kind of gives us flexibility. I mean, I know the whole like 3 QB and like 3 tight end strategy at least has been kind of gaining some steam. And I could see us at least working in, potentially 3 of each, but, we'll see how the board lays out.
Yeah, it does. This draft, it was interesting, right? Like Bowers goes a little later than ADP, McBride at ADP, Kittle ahead of ADP, and Laporta ahead of ADP. So some interest here in the tight ends. But, the one nice thing, obviously, Baker, Trevor Lawrence. Do you, how as a New York guy, how are you playing the quarterback situation? Are you all Dart or are you any Russell Wilson?
Yeah, all Dart. I don't want to give away too much, but he's a target for us maybe at the end, depending on if we need to take a flyer on him. But yeah, I mean, Russ, he is what he is. I mean, if we're looking for weeks 15 through 17, I think it's pretty unlikely he's going to be, even I guess Jameis is there and then Dart, I'm sure is going to get a look, especially with Dayball and Shane kind of having their job on the line a little bit. All right, what do we got? Let's tab off QB. Yep. We don't need Burrow. Not going to go any tight ends with this range. So, I'm not in love with these wideouts. I think we can maybe find some stack partners. Let's maybe just go another running back up top. What is that? Kamara, Connor, Montgomery,
Judkins.
Let's go Kamara. Let's go Kamara with the ADP value. Again, that's my like inner old, I guess, in me. Not so much a slappy pick, but yeah, I think that gives us like a real solid amount of running backs who can catch passes, get volume, all that. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing it. I mentioned on stream, I was like behind on Kamara, had not selected him much at all. And then I think Best Ball Breakfast, I got him at 69. I've been taking him now when he slides here. I was drafting a Schnauzer out on a walk earlier, and I did a Trevion Henderson Kamara pairing in the 5th and 6th round. I kind of liked how those guys fit together. So yeah, I like this team. We got the 3 running backs, the 3 wide receivers, staying flexible here. And I do agree with you. Getting the running back here, and we should like one of the wide receivers in the 7th round.
Yeah. And then we'll just think like for stacking partners down the line. I mean, we have basically every position. I mean, I'm not really messing with Seattle QB too much, New Orleans and Chuck. I'm not looking really that direction much. But yeah, between Lawrence, Mayfield, Tua, Dart, and then some more picks to come. I think we should be in good shape there.
Awesome. What other, are you a Knicks fan as well?
No. My main sports, I'm a diehard Yankee fan, Giant fan, Ranger fan. So like baseball, football, hockey, but I definitely rode the bandwagon. I have like a Knicks hat, I just rep them. I'm obviously not going to hate, but I'm not going to pretend that I'm like a diehard, but that was a nice little run. It was just sad they couldn't finish the job, but yeah, we'll see what goes on finals wise.
There you go. That was like me when I was not like much of a Rockies fan, but it was in 2008 when they made the World Series run to play the Red Sox. And I just became the biggest Rockies fan. And I was like, I was completely unashamed about it. Like I should say I did carry the shame, but I was just proud of it. I was just like, you know what? I'm hopping on this bandwagon. This is really fun. And yes, I didn't watch all 182 of their games, but I'm going to enjoy this.
Yeah, I mean, that's rightfully so. That's normal human behavior, and especially sport fan-wise, why not? All right, so yeah, wideout was probably the direction we're looking, right? I mean, we don't want to get too far behind. Diggs, I'm Diggs over Shakir. I do like Mooney a little bit, but I mean, Diggs as our 4th wideout, even if he's coming off a little injured, I mean, I think it's solid. Again, that's another quarterback out, so I'm into Diggs.
All right, let's do Diggs here as we continue to blend the veterans here with some of the young bucks. What was it? Was it Best Ball Breakfast? I got accused of drafting an AARP room on one of the drafts, so you might have to face some of those allegations. But I think you're positioned here to balance it nicely. Any concerns about the pink substance that Stefon Diggs was enjoying on that yacht here after we select him at pick 78?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it looked it looked like an enjoyable time. Not saying I would dabble in such things, but hey, it's his off season, and I guess he showed up already and hopefully put it to bed. But yeah, I'm just wondering, like, did they give us a timeline? Are they thinking he might be out like first 4 weeks or something, or just like a slow ramp? I mean, either way, I think he's still a solid pick here. Like, I prefer him over Ayuk, for instance, in a spot like that. But
all the stuff on the medical stuff is that he's like fully recovered. All the beats and stuff have been showing him in drills. He seems like he's cutting completely fine. So I don't think health is a concern. I think like the concern for Stephon Diggs is legit. It's like week 5, you know, the Patriots are 1-4 and Kyle Williams has like 8 targets in a game and he has like 2 and just has a meltdown and just exits the field Antonio Brown style with his shirt off and just never plays football again. I feel like that's the actual Stephon Diggs risk.
yes, which is maybe on the table, kind of scary, but yeah, he's like you said, Williams, Demario Douglas scooping up targets. That's that. All right.
Buka goes 1 pick before us. Baker is here if you like that stack. We have 3 running backs, 4 wide receivers, a lot of different angles you could take here. What do you think?
Yeah.
Hawk is a faller as well at tight end.
Yeah, I never get Hawkinson, and we don't have a tight end, and I don't think we need to just take Baker at ADP. So let's do it. I mean, I'm not going to pull the get on Pete's stream and start taking players that you don't have exposure to, but I literally probably only have like 2% or something. So we'll bump that up, but it's a good spot.
Here's the thing. This is your team. It is it's technically our team, but I want this to be your picks here. So if you decide that on your 151st bullet, you want to diversify a little bit, that just happens to be on my account. I mean, it is what it is.
All right, cool. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah. And again, gives us another QB out. So yeah, I just think like going Baker at 91, like he's fallen further than that. I think it kind of would have been a mistake, but yeah, you never know.
Yes, the my Jaccard similarity scores are going to be off the chart this year, because even last year I didn't stream all 150 of mine. I ended up doing, I think, you know, a good chunk, 50 of them probably on my own. Whereas this year I am tracking. So my BBM drafts that I do solo are few and far between. Monday mornings, the ones, maybe some of the challenge videos on the Deposit Kingdom channel. But yes, if you want a Jaccard, you can draft 8.3% of every player, or you can just bring friends and strangers onto the stream with you, and that will also naturally diversify your portfolio.
Yeah, you've got it all sorted out. Nice. So what's our next pick, like ADP wise, like 103 or 104 or whatever?
102. Yep, 102. And let me recap here for the audio listeners. No quarterbacks yet. We have Achane, Kenneth Walker, and Kamara at running back. We got the 4 wide receivers, Neighbors, Evans, Hunter, and Diggs, and then we tacked on Hawkinson there as our tight end.
Nice. This view, can you just scroll down like a little bit? Because I do like to see like when the next couple, like on the main grid, like showing.
Numbered picks, yeah.
Yeah, like what do we get? It's, what is that, 115, 126? All right, so.
115, 126, 139 there. So Baker is sliding here, 10 picks past ADP. Or if there's something else that you like to want to continue to push quarterback, we do have Lawrence, we do have Drake May, we got JJ McCarthy, we got the Giants stuff. So there are angles here. It just depends on how you want to play this.
Yeah, I think it was good to push Mayfield. Let's take him, because then we're just balanced pretty much throughout. I mean, I don't really think any of those wideouts are a main priority of mine. I do want to get more Jordan Mason, but we already got 3 backs, and then we got the Baker to Evans stack. I mean, that's obviously pretty nice. Baker has what bye is that?
Good call. Baker's bye is week 9. Okay,
because our other wideouts, and even what's Hawkinson as well? We got 8, 9, 14.
Yes,
so we're spread out pretty good. That's nice.
Oh, Ryan, I did just remember something. When you get Baker Mayfield 10 picks past ADP and you're on the best ball bash, I am going to need a howl from you.
Mayfield 10 picks past ADP. Woo!
All right, very well done. We continue to build up this future montage here of best ball best ball bash guests What a slip. Best Ball Bash guests howling here, so thank you there.
Yeah, no, it's an honor. I mean, geez, this is the big league, so I love it. All right, 115. Top, like I obviously would want your input. What do you think? I mean, QB's coming up, but we just took one. So what are you thinking? I know we don't want to kind of give it all away, but 115 ADP sliders would be a few there. You got next.
Yeah. I think because my thought is because you have the May Lawrence McCarthy block to maybe prioritize a different position.
Yes, I agree.
Let's could do the Kyle Williams to try to set up the Drake May double if you want to go full Pat Crane. If you like we wouldn't do Sharps.
No, I'm not really. I just got to wait on Kyle Williams a little bit. Like I almost like Mims even more. I know that's, it's a tricky spot. It's kind of gross. Mims or Kyle Williams. If you wanted to have the executive decision, you pick. But you tell me.
You sound like you're out on Williams right now.
Just like for some reason, like I know he got like a lot of hype with like the film bros, and I guess I don't know. It's to me like I just feel like I gotta almost see it a little bit, or at least know like throughout the offseason, like if he's gonna shoot up, I don't think he's gonna like shoot up. Well, you tell me. Do you think he's gonna shoot up like another like in the top 100, like to like Trey Harris or something? Or
no, I think now that the dig stuff is settling, that's going to be a natural cap. I think if like dig stuff went awry, then he could be kind of a runaway train. But I do think you're right. I think he's probably going to hold, serve, or slip would be my guess. I would say like from just like an in-draft game theory standpoint, the one reason to take him is that someone on the turn could say, hey, I can now double tap Kyle Williams and Drake May. If you wanted Drake May, but the whole reason we pushed is because we have other stacking outs. And by taking Mims, there's a small chance Bo Nix maybe gets passed around. So I don't mind that angle at all.
Yeah, no, that's a great point about like, just trying to, I mean, we've seen crazy things in these drafts too, where they'll just take unstacked and, you could even backstack May, like you said, with Henry or Douglas or whatever, but that is a good point. Yeah. I got onto Mims a little more recently, just remembering like how he finished strong. I know he's probably not going to be like full-time or whatever, but he just looks pretty explosive. And I kind of know that he's done it in the NFL compared to Williams, which I'm not saying I won't take Williams, but it's probably going to be maybe towards like the latter portion of my draft.
I think it's very smart to be cautious with Kyle Williams. I mean, I had written up just for fantasy life, looking at all of those third round wide receivers and the prices. And he's by far the most expensive. You mentioned being on Knoll, who I've taken a lot of, where you're getting, another third round guy in a solid situation, 30 picks cheaper. There's all of those late round, Savion Williams, Ty Felton, Tesla, Bryant, other third rounder guys. So you're paying a really high premium for Kyle Williams right now.
Yeah, agree. All right, so what's up? What do we got? 1351 that says, and we're coming up here.
Yeah. So this is kind of an interesting spot of like, if you want to continue to try to push quarterback, like you said, we pick at 139. So if you don't take a Lawrence or McCarthy, there is a really good chance both of them don't come back. The question is, do you see another pick that would push you off the quarterback?
Yeah, we're going to probably go QB, but just tab off of QB and we'll see the rest of the positions, and I'll see if anything really jumps out, which it really doesn't. I mean, I like Njoku. Like I said, I have Spears, but let's go QB. Let's go Lawrence, because he gives us more stacking outs, and that's not the same buy as Mayfield either. So I think that's nice.
Yeah. Week 8, week 9. I do think that was the right move there. We get Baker with Lawrence, and now you kind of have the flexibility. If you want to do a third quarterback, you can. If you want to rock the 2 quarterback build, I think that's perfectly fine. So Baker stacked up with Evans, Trevor Lawrence with Hunter. We got our 3 running backs still, Achane, Ken Walker, and Kamara. Other wide receivers, Neighbors, Diggs, Mims, and then Hawkinson at tight end. So in good shape here.
Yeah. And with Hawkinson too, like you just said with the QBs, I mean, maybe we could stop. I wouldn't mind even going 3 if it presented itself, but with Hawkinson too, we can maybe stop at 2. Like I said, I really haven't taken much of him, so I feel like he's like that fringe of like, yeah, you can go 2 or 3 with him as well. So I think we got nice flexibility the rest of the way.
Yeah. What's your like best ball content diet? What kind of stuff do you like listening to? I'm not fishing for myself, stuff outside of the deposit kingdom. What do you like?
Yeah, no, all good. Yeah, I'm on like the ETR train. I definitely listen to Crane and the Leg Up. I like Bime 4 on the Spike Week guys. So, I mean, like my podcasting, it's I know people branch out into like other things and like life hacks and stuff. I've definitely been like crushing like a lot of fantasy football but those are probably like some of the main ones, obviously like JJ and stuff as well. So yeah, I mean, YouTube's clearly obviously blown up, and like sometimes if I'm just bored or at home or like end of the day, I'll just put something on. And even some of like the streamers that you've had on or you've been on, some of the other best ball streamers like YouTube's recently, just kind of pulling that up, trying to consume a lot of that.
Nice. All right, we're back on the clock. Hollywood sliding a little bit here. Jaden Blue, we got some of the other tight ends. The overlay highlighting Rashad White. What do you think?
Yeah, I kind of like White. I definitely have a lot of them. Keeps us going on the stack. Same thing with Blue. We'll go White, but same thing with like Blue as that I mentioned with Kyle Williams.
Yeah.
I just think it's like kind of rich right now, and I know he can move up, but like it's just something where I'm going to want a little more info on it, like you guys always talk about. So
yeah,
I mean, White's been in the league. He goes with Mayfield and Evans, and yeah, I mean, he's like a kind of like Kamara light, I guess. So we have a good mix. What our 4 running backs? What is it? We Achane, Walker, and then we have Kamara and White.
And nice. Rashad White. Yep. Right, cool. You did say that you have some slappy tendencies. I mean, we haven't really seen it yet this draft. I mean, we got Hunter, but you're going to need to prove to the chat that you do still possess a slappy flag.
Yeah, true. All right. Can you do me a favor? Can we go back to like and just maybe go position by position on like just grab each one and just give me like an idea like what we got. Okay. So just
quarterback, Penix, Young, Stafford, like we said, I think we're in good shape for quarterback for a few rounds. Don't really have to think about it. No obvious stacking. Running back, you're in this RB2 tier here. Garendo, Bigsby, Algier, Eckler, Roshan, Braylon Allen. Wide receivers, Quentin Johnston, Joshua Palmer, Leggett, McMillan, Tillman, Dobbs. Tight ends, Kraft, Goddard, Pitts, Strange here as we get close to our 13th round pick.
Nice. Yeah, thanks for doing that. It helps me kind of at least get an idea of where we're going next. But yeah, what's nice is, with Mayfield, we still have some options for like wide out and tight end. Same thing with Lawrence. And then like on our team, who do we, Dart is basically the only other QB that we would have stacked with guys that we currently picked, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
All right.
Let's see here. Wow, Nez gets the super nice fall on the Jordan Love team. I swear Tucker Kraft never falls when I have Jordan Love. And look at this fall for Nez here right into his lap. 2, 4, 5, 1. Assuming Nez goes Kraft here. I'll tab to running back, wide receiver, and tight end. What do you like?
Yeah. So yeah, he went Kraft. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, probably McMillan to keep building out the Tampa bet. I mean, that maybe could be considered a little slappy. I really liked what I saw of McMillan at the end of the year. I know Ibuka just got picked, but if one of these guys goes down, or I'm sure he's still going to get some run, he fits with our team some more than some of these other guys, right?
For sure. I think we need a wide receiver in this range. All these guys fairly similar, just using the tiebreaker on Tampa there for us works pretty well there. So now we have Baker, Rashad, Evans, and McMillan there. Zach saying Pete challenging the slappy status. Might as well queue up Rashad Smith right now. What would you say is your slappiest tendency, or it could be a player that you like to draft or slappiest thing you do?
Yeah. One thing I've done, like especially early on, is like depending on the spot on the board, and if the ADP's lined up, if I faded Kyron, which I am kind of doing that. I don't know. I've never really gotten on him. I know he's crushed me in the past, but like I've done the whole that's a no with Hunter and Corum as like my two, like either last or whatever. So that's something I kind of like to do, especially it's not always going to line up and sometimes people reach, but that's something I've done. And then I have like another late round running back or two that I've been drafting that maybe we can consider, slappy tendency. But
I think I think it was when I had Hayden on Best Ball Breakfast. We did that because I know he's into fading Kyron, and we ended up doing the double tap of Hunter and Corum, which is pretty fun there. Let's see here. We're about to pick at 14-7. We got our 2-4-6-1. Kyle Pitts continues to slide at every draft I do. Brenton Strange there as a stacked up tight end too. Anything else jump out to you?
Yeah, no, I think that's pretty much a no-brainer. Again, different buy stacked with our QB. We're real good on running back. I know we'll still go wide out here. But yeah, Strange will be the pick. And then, I mean, how many wideouts do we have? Is it 6?
Yeah. 6, 2-4-6-2.
All right, let's see. Achane, Walker, Kamara, and White. I mean, I don't really – like, again, depending on what the board will give us, but we'll go 5, and I don't know if we'll need to go 6. Maybe that could be like a 3-5-7-3 or like a 3-6-7-2, something like that. I don't know.
I would say we are like almost perfectly balanced right now, to where, we can basically do whatever we want. I think we're for sure probably doing another wide receiver and another running back, and then just like completely however we want to dish out the other 2 picks there. It's going to work
for sure. Yeah.
But this is clean though. The Baker, the big buck stack, and now the Trevor Lawrence double with Hunter and Strange. It's coming together nicely. Are you a week 17 bro? We do have Achane opposite Baker.
Yes, I am. I will tell you this. I am a Davis Maddox star method sucker. I've gotten star methoded many a time, but I think it just helps me out. Like, again, when I'm on the phone, I think like a year or two ago, I probably prioritized it like too much, but I still obviously factor it in 15 through 17. So like, I like to keep that in mind, but obviously with this draft and us kind of just taking it as it comes, I mean, it's nice to see that we have Baker to Achane. Any others standing out? I've been, again, trying to remember some more.
I need to get better at, I obviously have the week 17 memorized. I'm starting to try to get the week 16 better. Like we have Mims opposite Lawrence in week 16, which is nice. I'm scanning here, seeing if we have anything else. Indiana opposite our Jag stuff would be good. Not seeing a ton else that stands out to me as far as stacks yet, but a little good thing to remember here. All right, we are back on the clock.
Okay.
Braylon Allen, Ertz, Dowd. No, go ahead.
Yeah, I like Allen here. I mean, there's been like buzz that he's going to get even more work. I just think the other positions, can we look at the others? I mean, keep Allen queued up. We'll probably just take him, but just like the other ones, I mean, we either have some room on ADP or nothing's like really standing out all that much. So I think Allen can kind of tie the room together nicely. Young dude who gets like, either I'm not even sure if he catches that many passes, but I know he's at least a bruiser, right? And he's going to get some work. So
for sure. I think he's a good 5th running back, pretty big contingent play past ADP. And you want to talk about correlations, week 15 opposite Jacksonville, week 16 opposite Kamara, week 17 opposite Diggs there. So we get some nice correlations there.
Yeah, that's a win. That's something that like I do for breaking ties, like you always mention, or really anybody, but like that's big for me. Like, okay, if I don't really have these guys like separated all that much, well, where's the correlation at, or like where am I at exposure wise? So yeah, I didn't obviously realize that we had that many correlations with them, but now we could be done at running back, which does take one of my slappy picks that I think would be like a good 17, 18 is Mitchell. I'm definitely on Keaton Mitchell. I think he's just going to be
okay.
Yeah. I mean, I know like Justice Hill's like always going to be there, but like, I don't know, Henry at one point.
Well, I will just say this before you share all your favorite sleepers. I think on a team like this where So like, let's look at it, right? We have 3 more picks. I think we agree like one of them will be a wide receiver to get to 7.
Yeah.
But from there, you still have 2 more picks. Even if you go another quarterback, I think you still could do a 6th running back or a 3rd tight end, or you could just do 2 quarterbacks and do a 6 running back. So I think you could leave a light on for another running back selection if you want.
Good call. Yeah, streamer no is giving away. Yeah, it's not even like it's good, but yeah, that's with the QBs. I'm thinking it's maybe a little late to really set anything up. I know we have Neighbors, and then can we check out the tight ends?
Yeah.
When we have a sec. Let's see. Yeah. So we got Otten there.
We got Cade Otten for the stack chilling there, but he goes.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
You got Schultz, Sanders, Juwan. The draft's ripping. We're back on the clock here. If you do want to do the dart, you could lock that up. If you have a wide receiver you really like,
yeah,
here.
Yeah. Is Slayton still there or no?
He is. Yeah.
Let's do it. I mean,
you want to do dart first?
Yeah, if you think he's going to go, then yeah, definitely go dart first.
Yeah, the reason I would say dart first is we also can still justify a 3rd tight end, and we could go either Slayton or Theo potentially. I don't know if you like Theo as a late dart as well.
Yeah, Theo. I mean, I liked funny story. Well, not really, but I watch like every now and again, especially for like Giants guys that they get like the highlights, like the whole Just Bombs, like 5-minute YouTube, and I don't know, I kind of liked Theo's tape a little bit. Was he Penn State, I guess, and yeah, it's a good point, at least giving yourself some outs. I don't think I realized we were at 187. So, yeah, there's a chance that maybe Dart would have went. I mean, either way, I think we're at least giving ourselves some good flexibility.
Yeah, and again, like that similar dynamic, I think when some of those like good back stacks are chilling, you do open yourself up for people on the turn to be like, oh, let me, double tap that. Slayton goes, but, Slayton's fine, but I'm never going to be upset about getting sniped on Darius Slayton. I think that's kind of a policy I have to have in my life. I already got tis for a seal pun earlier in the show, but I will allow you to feel this from Tyler. Do you know seal? Or do you know any seals? Lots of them in the San Diego area as well.
No, just visiting at La Jolla otherwise, but I do not know Seal. I just respect him. He's ingrained with the songs from like one of the Batman movies like a while back, and that kind of stuck. And I guess he's on that stupid Mountain Dew commercial, but yeah.
Was your childhood filled with people making comments like that, or did you avoid that?
Yeah, just arfing at me in the streets. Yeah. All right, so let's see. I'm kind of liking a 3-5-7-3. So I think our running backs might be good. Is De'Ami Brown gone?
He was. Yeah. I'd seen him there the last time.
All right, tight end.
I'm just real quickly going to put Theo in for us just in case we don't get a thing before this. But which wide receivers?
Yeah, no, let's go Theo. Let's go Theo. I know we probably could have got him at the last. What do we got? One more pick, right? I mean,
one more. Yeah.
Yeah, I know we probably pushed it a little bit, like likely taking a wideout there maybe would have been the move, but I really don't see any issues with getting Dart, Theo, and Neighbors locked up late. I mean, these are all kind of crapshoot picks. I obviously will need a wideout stab for the last pick because that gives us 3-5-7-3. I'm almost more comfortable doing that because I really do feel comfortable with the running backs. And then, like you said, in those playoff weeks, it kind of gives us some of the outs with those onesie spots. Yeah,
for sure. Here's the team before our final pick. Baker, Lawrence, Dart at quarterback. Those 5 running backs, Achane, Kenneth Walker, Kamara, Rashad White, Braylon Allen. 6 wide receivers, Neighbors, Evans, Travis Hunter, Stephon Diggs, Marvin Mims, Jalen McMillan. The 3 tight ends, Hawkinson, Strange, Theo. So, yeah, it really is just a wide receiver rounding the room together. A.D. Mitchell, you said you like him. He could be a bring back opposite the Trevor Lawrence stuff. Las Vegas is who plays Dart. Ooh, we get the Hawkinson opposite the Giants stack in week 16 is a nice little bonus there.
Nice. Yeah, looking back, I'm pretty positive Mitchell will go, and that's kind of where we could have swapped Mitchell with Theo, and it could have been nice and clean. Who else correlates at wideout if Mitchell's gone? I'm not like a Yoshi guy too much. Wicks. I mean, scroll down even a little bit.
I think no, we're gonna get 80. We're gonna get him. Yep.
We're gonna
You
get
want
him.
him?
That's nice. Yeah, that lines up clean. I like that because then it gives us the opposite with the Jags week 17. And I've been drafting a lot of them. I mean, Daniel Jones, Richardson. It is what it is. I'm not like saying he's like a super clean player, but 18th round at this pick with our team looks nice.
Updog suggested Jalen Hyatt for the culture. Every time I see that name, I mean, I through my fantasy football career, I do have a list of triggering names, and Jalen Hyatt is definitely one of them on that list. I also love this comment here from Jeremy. This draft looks really good, and since everyone loves it, it probably isn't. Yeah. Let's recap this final team. It did come together very nicely. This is one of the things about when you do get the friends and family. You get the sharp drafters from the Deposit Kingdom in here. Yes, sometimes you get sniped on the slappy targets that you want to get, but people relatively stay in their own lane and allow you to kind of complete some of those stacks in a clean fashion, which is always nice. So Baker, Trevor Lawrence, Jackson Dart at quarterback, 5 running backs, Achane, Walker, Kamara, Rashad White, Braylon Allen, 7 wide receivers, Neighbors, Evans, Hunter, Diggs, Mims, McMillan, A.D. Mitchell, tight end, Hawkinson, Brenton Strange, Theo Johnson. Only 2 rookies on this team, Dart and Hunter, but a really nice blend, though, of some year 2 guys and the veterans. What's your final review of this Best Ball Bash team?
Yeah, again, thank you for having me on. I think that did come out clean. I liked the fact that we did get in the middle. I think that kind of helped us out a bit. And yeah, good point on like the sharper drafters kind of sticking to it. I mean, it could be Wild West sometimes out there. So I know we probably went running back like a bit early, but I just think the pockets of the draft, like none of the wideouts or onesies stood out that much. And then, yeah, I mean, it's kind of like beating a dead horse at this point, but the 3 QB, 3 tight end, it does seem kind of sharp. I don't really do it like all that often, but I would say the majority of my drafts, I at least have 3 quarterback and or 3 tight end, kind of staying away from like the 2-5, 9-2s or something like that. But overall, I think it came out pretty clean. Like my Baker teams, I feel like I have done a decent bit of like mega stacks with Baker, like because McMillan's pretty easy, Otten late, stuff like that. But yeah, I do think we're in some good shape here.
Yes, this looks very nice here. We got a few other people in the chat. I know Ben. So he was who had taken Igbuka. So he had a decision. Did he want to stack up Baker with Godwin at 66? He takes Igbuka, but then knows that there's basically virtually no chance that we're going to let Baker slide back at 102 to come back to him. So, good effort there on the double, but we couldn't let that slide. And then Matthew here was in the 9 hole as well. And was able to get a nice Baltimore and Charger stack, also tax on Michael Penix cheaply there. So a nice draft here across the board. So technically you said you've done about 50 or exactly 50 BBM drafts.
Yeah, at 55. Wow. So I'm at a good pace here. Yeah, it's if you tell your friends and family that you're 55 Best Ball Mania football drafts in June 11th, you're going to get some looks, obviously. But, we're all on the same page here.
How much does your wife know about your best ball habit? Do you keep that on the DL, or is she aware of what you're doing on your phone?
Yeah, no, she sees me on my phone all the damn time. I mean, I like to separate things. Obviously, I have my, play time with best ball and then put it down and enjoy the fam and friends. But yeah, she's aware. I mean, she was pumped actually last season. Again, credit to you for getting me and the Badge Bros for more and more into like the BR streets. I hit the Wildcat for 8K last year. I think it was like week 16.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that was a good justification saying like, hey, I put the time into some of this stuff. It could actually be pretty fruitful for us. So,
that's so you get to take some nice profits and essentially free roll Best Ball Mania just with that Wildcat win. That's a pretty good way to do it.
Yeah, that was super lucky. And the last story on that, just to finish the point, is this was week 16, and I was in like the season-long streets with some of my buddies from back east, and I kind of did like not every draft, but I was going a little heavier with like Jaden Daniels, Jonathan Taylor, Justin Jefferson, some of the guys that he had on his team doing like the slight hedge, and the stars aligned with like, picking some of the guys that he had on his team, and obviously just working in my own picks as well. So that was a good look.
That's awesome, man. Well, it was great getting to meet you on stream. Thank you for being a YouTube member. For everyone else, appreciate everyone who entered with the Join the Bash hashtags. We'll be running it back, obviously, next week, 1 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you guys are here at the start if you want to join Ryan in winning a seat to draft a very nicely correlated team with me on stream. But Ryan, we're going to get ready to welcome Rod Stewart on here for the randomizer draft. But thanks again for hopping on, and we'll be sweating this team throughout the year.
Yeah, appreciate you, Pete. Thanks so much, man. Good luck to everybody. Thanks.
All right, peace, man. All right, without further ado, let's get ready for the randomizer.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's the randomizer.
19, 20, show off. 21, 22.
With Rouse White Pong.
Back from Bleak Cross.
I've also never heard a chard in my life.
This team might be the best in randomizer history.
Welcome to the randomizer. Pete, take it away.
All right, Rod Stewart in the house. We've done lots of stuff together. We've drafted best ball teams. We've done, Superflex, Dynasty, mock drafts on ship chasing. We've sweated Jets games. We've done trivia together, but we have never done a randomizer draft. And for that, I'm very excited, Ron.
Me too. I don't know what I signed up for, but I know when I come onto the Peter Overzet channel and you are in a tank top, I got to match the energy. I can't get alphaed by Pete. So we're here. I'm definitely a little pastier than Pete, but I'm excited, man.
Yeah, you got to, my hack. I've been going out for lots of walks, just in the tank tops there, or rocking the ruck vest, and that's how you get the tan for on stream, man. But you don't ever leave your mother's basement, so that's hard for you.
Yeah, I don't do a lot of that. So this is just, this is the skin complexion we're rocking with for now.
The how has your summer been going? Are you scared of the randomizer? Are you excited? How familiar are you with this show?
I'm pretty familiar. I'm a little scared. There's a lot of singing in that intro. I know your initial tweet was like, maybe you call up one of your Jet scumbags, and I would like to keep them away from a hot mic if I can. There's just a lot. There's a lot that could happen. This is the this is kind of the fantasy football Nardwar experience. I don't know what you're about to dig into. I feel like outside of fantasy football, I don't really talk much about whatever else I'm getting into, unless if you want to dig through like tweets that have 3 likes, but I'm excited.
I feel like we had enough on you. The best randomizer guests, they have a bit of a personal brand, some stuff we can play with beyond just their fantasy analysis. And let's just say, our writers team here at the randomizer, we had no problem coming up with plenty of prompts that service the Rod Stewart thing. One thing that always you have become, like in the past year, you joined us with Fantasy Life when we competed in the BDG trivia event. You crushed that, led us to a victory, and now you've been asked back. You've been crushing trivia. How did you get so good at trivia, and is this now part of your future career?
I just I don't know. It's just a lot of being locked in the basement, locked in on Ball, Madden, and just I'm close enough to the BDG office that it's been fun to come out when they need a fill in, and I don't know. It's been a fun twist of my career here of just like you, where you have many different avenues of having something instead of me just being one guy speaking into a camera about fantasy football. So it's been fun to mix that in.
As we get ready to roll here, I want to let you guys know I just hopped in the $3 private 12-person drafts, or I shouldn't say private, the self-contained drafts. We do not have the ability yet to create private drafts like we did previously, which is a bummer, but 9 spots. So we can fill it primarily with the randomizer crew. If you guys are not familiar, I can show you exactly in the lobby how to get in there. Let me get my screen share going, and then we'll get this rolling. So you just go down here. You see the $3 drafts. I'm in this one, this 12-person draft right there. So come hop in there. You can get a very plus EV team because there will be punishments for Ron if he does not successfully accomplish these challenges. He will not get to pick who he wants. Ron, as this gets filled, have you been partaking in Best Ball Summer, or are you still kind of in dynasty mode right now?
Kind of flipping the page. I did want to, bring to your attention, me and you are going heads up in the Albatross this weekend.
Wait,
the US Open.
I'm live in the Albatross?
You are, sir.
What? I didn't even know I had a sweat. Thank you. I mean, you are notoriously a big golf guy, aren't you?
I'm a dimplehead, man. I'm in these streets. No, this is not.
Is this it?
You got to look for the Albatross. It should be US Open. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Literally, you're one team.
Wow.
There I am.
Okay, which? Oh, there you are. Wow. And how far are we away from making money?
This is the semifinal round, and then the final major is the final.
Okay. So we need, and how many of us advance out of this one? 1 of 6?
Just one.
You want to make a deal? You want to chop it up if one of us?
What kind of deal you want?
I mean, I don't even know how good your team is or how good mine is, but I'm willing to chop it up and just have a little sweat if one of us makes it to the finals. Feel free to review that offer on air. I won't, or off air. I won't pressure you into that now, but leave it to me. I just, the fact that I just discovered I had that sweat and I just want to elongate it. I want it to be real now.
Well, you'll have something fun to keep an eye on for Father's Day this weekend.
That's right. Yes. For that reminder. All right, one more person to fill here, and then depending on where our draft slot is, we will spin the wheel. If you guys are new to the randomizer, what we do is we have a bunch of prompts on a wheel, and every time before we make a selection, we're going to spin that wheel, and the pick is going to be dictated by that prompt. Generally, it is some kind of challenge or trivia, or the chat has to agree to something. And if successful, Ron gets to pick whoever he wants, can build the team of his dreams. However, if he fails some of these prompts, there are punishments. Some of those punishments might involve drafting someone like Alan Lazard. Although if you're Rod Stewart, that might not be a punishment. That might be a reward. How have you recovered from the Jakob Sanderson body bagging your Alan Lazard love a few weeks back?
I don't know. I don't enjoy getting ratioed on Twitter. That was very mean of him. I just, the poor guy, Lazard gets so, I don't think people understand inside of the niche of Jets fandom how hated Lazard is. The Jets account posted Lazard proposing to his fiance, and the entire comment section was like, "Oh, I bet he dropped the ring in the sand. I get this guy off my team."
That's so bad.
And he was pretty good last year, man. So I don't know. I don't enjoy getting ratioed on Twitter though. I owe Jacob one.
Yeah, you gotta owe him. You gotta sit back. No one likes getting ratioed, but man, ratioing other people. Basically, my Twitter these days is just promoting shows or content and occasionally sliding into someone's mentions I feel like I could ratio. That's kind of how I exist on Twitter. So I'm the opposite. I'm your worst nightmare, Ron. You just keep posting all your little, nice thoughts and charts, and then, someone like Jacob or I will come in and snipe off a ratio.
Exactly. It's June. At the time it was May. Can I not just talk about Alan Lazard and have a slight victory lap? Because he was crushing for a second there, scoring touchdowns. I will say, to circle back to your question from however long ago, am I in these streets? Not really. So I don't have a ton of player takes. I'm kind of transitioning from dynasty to redraft right now. So I am free to whatever. I'm out here just vibing.
All right. Speaking of vibing, we're not going to be able to vibe because we have the 1-2 turn, which means we have a high wire act for the rest of this show. We're going to get rolling. Free agent Keenan Allen. This is actually very pertinent to what you just said. Pete must guess how many UD drafts Ron has done since the NFL draft, plus or minus 20, to take who Ron wants. I believe you just told me you haven't done that many. So I'm going to guess your 25 total drafts deep into 2025.
I would take the under, but
if I only need to be within 20,
I'm at 9.
Beautiful. So we get to hit. So this is how we do this, Ron, when we pick back to back. You've banked that pick. You're going to get to pick whoever you want, but we're going to have to spin to see what's going to happen for the second pick here.
Let's see.
All right. This one is called Big Dog Gotta Eat. Cue Derrick Henry or a backup to draft who he wants. Ron must call out another fantasy analyst for a BDGE trivia head-to-head in the style of a professional wrestling promo, maybe even a Jakob Sanderson there. So let's do this real quick. Tell me who you want to take at pick 12, and then I'll have you cut the promo for.
Let me go McCaffrey.
Okay. All right. Now, who do you want to call out for a trivia style competition?
I think I have to call out Jacob.
Get it. Shoot him. Go for
Jacob, you listen here, bud. You listen clear. That stunt you pulled on Twitter, I'm not having it. I'm at the top. When it comes to trivia, when it comes to geography trivia, when it comes to sports trivia, I am the man. I am at the top of this game. When I put on this headset and this microphone, I will be at the top, and I'm coming for you.
You know what? We might have to end up hosting a Jacob versus Ron little Twitter battle, because Jacob would be very good at trivia as well. That could be good. Producers, take note of that idea for a future episode this season, perhaps. All right, we grabbed McCaffrey. Who do you want to take with this next pick?
Give me Brian Thomas. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Brian Thomas, Christian McCaffrey. So the flip side of the frenetic pace at the turn is we do get a little bit of time to chill. Although you guys in here feel free to draft as fast as you can to put us in a bind. But yeah, you think you're going to start ramping up your drafting at this point in the summer?
I would say so. I'm working on redraft rankings now just to kind of have, I don't know, some sort of foundation to base my takes off of, and then from there, weekly streams of BBMs and redraft videos coming very soon of just, that sweet analysis.
Yeah. You sound like that's maybe your least favorite content to make.
I enjoy making it. It's just a lot of legwork on the back end to have some kind of like basis for what I'm talking about, if that makes sense.
Yes.
But really just more so like kind of, I don't know, it's tough. There's some people out there that can just like, I don't know. I have to be either all in it or I'm not in it. So for me, it's been more of just like turning the page to then dive fully back into it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. And I mean, have you noticed like you're way more plugged in the Dynasty community than I am, but even just from afar, it just seems like the interest is exploding in that. Have you been feeling like Dynasty fever as well?
Yeah, in terms of the content, it's pretty wild, where if you were to go back like 2 to 3 years, the views have probably like 5x since then, just in terms of the top of the Dynasty game and just kind of how it does on YouTube. But it is interesting as well, where I feel like COVID was really where the boom happened in terms of making leagues, but in terms of the content itself getting a lot of views and traction, at least on YouTube, it's been very recently.
Yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense, right? Like everyone, starts with one league, your COVID or whatever. And then, you have your one person you follow or, back like when I started, it was like Dynasty League Football and RotoViz, like were like the two sites that like covered it that I knew of. And it was just like, other than that, there wasn't much out there. And then you start to go down the rabbit hole. And next thing you know, you're queuing up a million YouTube videos. So yeah, very cool there. I mean, I've been noticing it too. Like even over on the Ship Chasing channel, it's like, the views we get now are what we used to get for like our main draft streams in August. Like the level of interest in fantasy football year round continues to explode.
Yeah. And it's why it's kind of a, the idea of a rising tide lifts all ships. Like the fantasy footballers all the way at the top, like the higher they go, it kind of propels the rest of us forward. And I will say more than ever, I've been seeing just like buddies of mine being like, yeah, like me and like 10 frat brothers, we made a Dynasty League and I'm shocked by it. Like guys who they outside of Genty, like they probably really don't know anybody in a rookie draft, but they're in Dynasty leagues.
All right, we're going to get to this one. This is a multimedia thing I have set up here for us. Jets or Jets. Cue the next 3 Jets in reverse ADP order. So I need to do that. And then Ron must identify whether pictures are of a Jets player or of a literal jet, an aircraft? Clear the top of the queue for each correct answer. Empty to draft whoever. So let me get the jets in the queue here. I'm going to put a few in just because Garrett Wilson might go before we pick. And let me get the first clue. Ron, is this a New York Jet or an actual jet?
Oh man, I'm gonna say that's a New York Jet.
A football player?
Please, a football player. Please.
No, that is a
my God.
JetBlue special edition. So that's going to stay in the queue here. Let's move quickly here. Jet or jet? New York Jet or regular jet?
Oh my God, you're killing me, dude. I think that's a football player. Is that not a helmet? Okay.
Yes. Okay, you got it. All right, you're 1 for 2. All right, New York Jet or aircraft jet?
I'm going to say that is a football player.
Football helmet. Congratulations. Yes. You did well. All right. Number 4 here. New York Jet or aircraft jet?
That's an aircraft. Please.
Yes, correct. Yes. Frontier. Look at this. All right. Final one here. Jet or jet?
God, I feel like you're trying to trick. I'm going to say team plane. Team plane.
Very smart. Yes. Jets craft. That is good there.
I know my jets.
Okay. Hey, producers, let me know how many did you get right? Did you go 3 or 5, 4 or 5?
4 or 5.
Okay. I think you get to pick whoever you want. Who do you want here? And then we're gonna have to spin very quickly.
I'll go Mike Evans.
Okay. I'm gonna put Mike Evans in the queue. I'm gonna take advantage of this full clock here so we can get this this next pick. 4 or 5. Thank you guys. Well done on jet or jet there. Okay, next thing. Oh, we're going back-to-back multimedia. This is Lazard or Lizard. Q, Malachi Corley, Ron Mustrap. Oh, God, we're going to have to go fast to make this work. Let me get this up here. I have so many tabs open right now. Here's the first one. Is this Alan Lazard or a lizard?
That's a lizard.
Correct, that's a lizard. Yes. Is this Alan Lazard or a lizard? Quick.
Alan Lazard.
Correct, that's part of his jersey. Is this Alan Lazard or a lizard?
That's a lizard.
Correct. That's a lizard. Is this Alan Lazard or a lizard?
Lizard.
No, that is Aaron Lazard's hair.
No.
Is this Alan Lazard or a lizard?
That is Alan Lazard, please.
No, it's
that's a lizard. No.
Oh my God.
Malachi Corley 401.
Wow. And I think you did get 3 of 5 correctly.
I think I went 2 of 5 there. I'll be honest.
Did you go 2 of 5? Okay, let me know in the chat.
People are saying I got 3, maybe. I don't know.
So here's the thing. This is a byproduct of having to pick at the turn. You technically passed the challenge, and yet Malachi Corley is still on the team.
Malachi Corley is on this team. Maybe Rudman will throw this one out, though.
I wonder if, like, you know, if the NSA, if they still existed, if they saw my computer right now and just saw, like, this is just like what's on. I mean, like, removing all of these tabs right now, that's the sign of a good show. This one, this was a
that was a great one. That was a great one. I thought that the yellow might have been scales or.
Yes. Man. Shout out again. So, our writers team here, Matt Wood takes the lead on a lot of the prompts, and then Lou comes in with the multimedia there and crushes it. So there you go. Now, what we really needed was you and Jacob to compete in Alan Lazard versus Alan Lizard. That I think would have been peak.
I think that might have done numbies.
What else do you got planned this summer? Are you going down to the beach, the shore, with your Jersey scumbag friends?
I actually already did. We went down the shore for Memorial Day weekend. It was, I mean, I know you're in the Northeast, so it wasn't really like the weather kind of sucked. It was like in the 60s Memorial Day weekend, but it was fun, get out, do all the normal Jersey Shore things, nice soft serve on the beach. And then I think I have the family. We're going to go down in July for a week. But yeah.
Nice. Sounds nice.
You know how it is.
It doesn't sound, or maybe I didn't get the invite, but it doesn't sound like BDG. They're not running back their live trivia event this year.
It does not seem like it, though. I'd love to run it back, man. We came in there and conquered.
I think, Yeah, that's the thing. Here's and I'll what I just booked Nick. He's going to do a best ball breakfast in a couple of weeks with me. I think if BDGE would have won, they would have had the event ready and rolling. Got to defend our crown, yada yada, and they got upstaged at their own event. That they literally their job is to prepare for that event year round, just drilling trivia, and we just waltzed in and wipe the floor with them. So that is curious that they're not running it back.
It was embarrassing, really, for them.
What was the yeah, you had some good one. I'll always remember the Leonte Carew poll.
Yeah, Leonte Carew.
Yeah. What other trivia ones have you done in the office with them?
They did one where you like look at a draft card, which is up my alley of just like looking at it has like the year of the draft and then like their position, their college, when they got drafted. You have to guess the player. That one is fun.
Yeah, that is a good one. Yeah, anything with the draft is going to be right up your alley. All right, late night snack. Cue the next available Eagle, and Ron must describe his typical Wawa order to the chat to take who he wants. Are you a frequenter of the Wawa, the notorious chain up there?
That is a Jersey thing, but I don't go there a ton. I go down there when I'm down the shore. I will give a small story of when I went down the shore from Memorial Day weekend. The one thing I wanted the first night we were there was a Haagen-Dazs pint from Wawa. We DoorDashed it, and everyone got, snack wraps, whatever. And the only thing that they missed was my Haagen-Dazs pint of ice cream. So I sat there with nothing to eat. And was very upset that I didn't have my ice cream. But usually out of Wawa, it's tough as somebody who does not eat gluten. So there's really not a ton of non-bread options there. But I'll usually just go with something like, I wish I had a good order, to be honest. It's really just more of like what I would get at a gas station. Like nice big thing of water, maybe some Skittles, maybe some beef jerky.
Just a typical you don't take advantage of maybe the unique fare at Wawa.
If it's really only if it's the morning, like coming back home, I might do one of their like egg and bacon kind of little bowls. But yeah, no, I don't go crazy for Wawa the same way that others definitely do and like swear by it.
All right. Speaking of Rutgers here, our next thing, I put Gus Edwards in the queue. You must name 3 other active NFL players from Rutgers to take who he wants. Can you complete this Rutgers challenge?
Oh, I can name more than that, but you can go Bo Melton, you can go Max Melton, Kyle Manangai, Isaiah Pacheco.
Okay, there you go. Bo Melton, are those brothers? Is Bo
brothers. I think I want to say Max Melton came out this year. I could be wrong, but yeah, they are brothers. One plays DB. The one who plays DB is better and was drafted higher.
In Manangai, he's been getting some Bears training camp buzz lately, I feel like.
I only saw the clip of Eric Bieniemy kind of chewing him out on a drill. He said something that was hilarious. Bieniemy is very funny. He said something. He said he like moves like an old man or something to Manangai.
Well, there you go. I mean, 4 years at Rutgers will put some age on anybody.
Yeah, the quote is, "You're moving like an old ass man" when he was doing drills.
Okay, maybe not the greatest quote. All right, you get to pick whoever you want for your weak ass Wawa order and your Rutgers knowledge there. Who do you want here at the 5-6 turn?
Let's go Rome Odunze.
Yep.
And then probably Trevion Henderson, even though I know that that's probably a very slappy pick there. I am very curious how you're treating these middle rounds, man. Like, just to zoom out and talk strategy here for a second. Like, I don't know. In the past, it's like, yeah, you should be spamming receiver here. But then I've seen some of Hayden's work where he's been talking a lot about this idea of kind of like hero wide receiver, where you take somebody up high. Because it's like, I don't know, these guys in the 6th round, do they project all that different from the guys at this next turn we're going to see? I'm curious if you've cooled off on your wide receiver avalanche stuff or how you're feeling there.
So the only the issue with like kind of like the arbitrage thing is I feel like you can do it down the board, right? Like the 3rd round wide receivers are really flat and you can start to say like, are they that different than the 4th? And then you do it with the 5th and like, but yeah, I think in general, I still, I've been playing a little bit more loose with, builds where I get, 3 running backs early, or I do an elite tight end and elite quarterback. I still just like as a general thing, like if I don't have 4 wide receivers through 8 rounds here, I'm looking to like pick 96. Like the team looks like it's in pretty rough shape. Like you get to that Josh Downs, Pittman, you know, even some of the rookies, Trey Harris and Jaden Higgins. And like, once those guys come off the board, like you're just tumbling into the abyss. So I do think you still have to be cognizant, but there are spots on the board where you can take those detours, I think, more readily than you could in previous years.
Yeah, I think you make a good point of like, you should be wanting to fill the flex through like 8 or 9, but like, I don't know, in the past, like maybe you've had teams where you draft like 7 receivers through 8. I think that can work, but I would like to not do it as frequently or, you know, just like straight piss.
For sure. I think it's hard to say, like, it would be hard, I think, to show me a team where you started with like 7 of 8 wide receivers and not be able to point out one spot where like, oh, the running back, the tight end, or the quarterback was probably the better pick. And the thing I've probably changed over the years, like I'll still do some true zero RB starts, but like I'm done at 6 wide receivers. Like like total, like I'm just flat out done. Like I'll tack on a Luther Burden or Trey Harris, Jaden Higgins as my 6 wide receiver. And then it's like, all right, pack it in. We're drafting everything else now.
That's what I was going to ask, because I like, especially coming from the big board where you have 20 rounds to now 18 is like, kind of adjusting from that. You have to make some tough decisions of like, do I want, you know, another receiver in a good room or another tight end?
Yeah. All right, enough of the strategy talk. This is the randomizer, Ron. Delivery boy, cue the next available wind sprinting wide receiver. Ron writes down an estimate of the mileage he put on his car while a pizza delivery driver. If I can guess within 1,000 miles, you can take whoever. Do you have an estimate that you think you could write down here?
Top of my head.
Obviously don't say the number, but
yeah, but it's not, I'm not going to give any hints actually, but
all right, let's see. Most of these wide receivers here are pretty good. So I have to scroll more to get a win sprinty. I think we're in like the Shaheed Bateman. Mims is a good wind sprinter. He was like forever on the Sean Payton wind sprinting. Can you just quickly tell me how many years you were a pizza delivery guy for?
It's actually funny, really not that long. Probably like 2 years.
Okay. 2 years at nights, I assume mostly local. Do you have your answer written down?
I do.
Okay. I am going to say not that much. I'm going to say you probably racked up a little under 10K miles. I'll make my official guess. I'll say 8,300 miles.
I don't think you can see it, but
I can't. It's blurry. I believe you though. What does it say? What is it?
15,000 is what I said.
15,000. Okay, so I undershot it.
But that's a very rough guess. I'll be honest with you. It could be closer to yours. I don't know.
No, the game is what it is though. So we are going to draft a wind sprinter, Marvin Mims, which fair. Again is kind of on me. Like all your bad picks. I did want to point out another thing though. Malachi Corley does play opposite Trevion Henderson in week 17. So congratulations. Ron DMC, cue Ronald Jones until the next pick. Pete and Ron must call and respond. Whose house? Ron's house to take who they want. Well, this will be perfect because we have 20 seconds to do this. Whose house?
Ron's house.
Whose house do you want to take with this pick?
I'll take Laporta.
Ron's house. Whose house?
Ron's house.
Whose house?
Ron's house.
Whose house?
Ron's house.
Say it back to me.
Whose house?
Sam's house. All right, Sam Laporta.
Yeah,
welcome to the squad. There you go. Here's the team so far. A 2-5-1, CMC and Trevion Henderson, Brian Thomas, Mike Evans, Malachi Corley. A little bit of a reach there, Ron. Roma Dunze, Marvin Mims, and Sam Laporta at tight end.
People have been souring on Sam Laporta, huh? 801.
Yeah.
Remember where we were drafting him last year?
Oh, I remember. 3-4 turn.
And now he's in year 3. He's still a young guy, talented guy.
Yeah. Well, that's the Laporta stuff where it's like, say you had an injury on the Lions, God forbid, and all of a sudden he's get this huge target share boost, and then like he does perform like a 3rd round tight end. Like that's why fantasy's cruel like that. You touch the hot stove, you get burned at the elevated thing, and then you don't want to touch him. and then he ends up being a league winner. I feel like that's generally how these things go.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Laporta is one where I feel pretty convicted that we're probably overthinking it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, he was amazing as a rookie. He's now in year 3. Per out stuff wasn't terrible last year, and like maybe I don't know. I want to drum up a little conspiracy. Maybe him and Ben Johnson didn't get along, something like that. I don't know if you're open to that kind of thinking.
Yeah, well, you did, just as you were talking it through, kind of maybe crystallized a take for me where if you're skittish about Jameson Williams ADP, which I think I am, like you should probably be more in on Laporta, because I think if you're really bullish on JMO, a lot of that is coming from like he is going to ascend to a true target earner, not like this boom bust, splash play kind of guy. Like he is going to be a fixture of the offense, which I think would come at the expense of a more consistent target share for Laporta. So I think maybe your takes should probably be correlated on those players a little bit.
Yeah, I think I'm out on JMO at 44. That feels pretty rich.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess you can sell me on the fact that maybe, week 16, he gives you 40 freaking half PPR points, but I don't know that he's ever been a target earner. Like, I don't even know if at Bama, he ever really did anything crazy in that department. So I don't know. He scares me. That's crazy.
I know you haven't been super plugged into the best ball debates, but JMO is probably one of the most polarizing players. Obviously his ADP is held, but there are people who think he's like one of the worst price players on the board. And there's people who are like, I would take him in the late 3rd if I had to, kind of thing. The one thing that's really fueling it is he continues to just get extremely positive coach speak from Dan Campbell. And Dan Campbell just continues to just sing his praises, rave about him, talk about how he is going to be a big part of the offense. And it was a similar coach speak to what we got in the lead up to last year. And so it's like, you weren't lying to us. He did take a leap from last year. And now, projecting another leap forward.
I think he's kind of tapped out. I mean, maybe this will be cold takes exposed. I don't know. I mean, his best season at Bama, he had a 23% target per out run, which is like fine. But it's not quite like crazy target earner.
Sorry, I got so distracted thinking about Jameson Williams that I forgot to spin, which is going to put us in a bender here. All right, New York Islanders. What do we got here? Q MILF Island MVP and former Jet Zach Wilson. Ron must name at least 3 wide receivers that Darrelle Revis was able to put on Revis Island and limit to 35 yards in a game to draft who he wants. Can you think of some of the wide receivers Revis pinned down there?
In that graphic, I think it was like Steve Smith, Chad Ochocinco. I think like Calvin Johnson might have been on it. Maybe Randy Moss.
Tyler's in the chat. So Tyler, this was a prompt from Emo Cowboy there. Can you confirm if Ron got those correctly? I'm trying to think. Let me check my answer guide here too, as well, to see if we piece that together. We're going to spin the wheel here though, while we wait. All right. You got him.
All right. Perfect.
Easy
That's my
game.
favorite graphic of all time, man.
It's so good.
I need him back in my life.
All right. Training day. Cue the next available rookie. Ron describes the GTO strategy for taking the train into Manhattan for a day trip. If the chat goes with him, draft whoever. So I got to put in the next available rookie, which looks like
what does GTO mean? Game theory
optimal. So like, you're trying to be as efficient as possible in getting in. Here, real quick, you can make the pick for the Revis pick. Which one would you like?
Let me get Scatabo.
Yep.
Man, I'm not even really a city slicker like that, man. And I suck at getting into the city on time. But I don't know. I would drive down to my local train station. I would take the train in. If I want to be quick, maybe I drive in through the Lincoln Tunnel, get a little parking garage action going. And then I pray that I can figure out the subway. Like that is the GTO on how to get in.
Here's the good news and here's the bad news. The bad news is I'm going to say you failed. That didn't sound very GTO at all. The good news is we put the next available rookie in the chat. So you got Trey Harris at 109.
Okay, I was going to take him anyways. I'm trying to think, man. Like, dude, like the last time I went into the New York office for the Creator Trivia tournament, like I I missed the train. I missed the train and I had to drive in.
So you need someone to give you the GTO
No,
advice.
I need someone to direct me. I am a child, man. I don't know how else to say it. I literally out of a movie, Pete, when I pulled up to this train, I literally bag in hand, ready to come across the tracks, and the train comes. And if you're not on the other side of the tracks, like, it's just not happening. So I sit there, watch it pass, and I'm doing the math. Can I meet this in Orange, New Jersey? Can I meet this thing in Summit, New Jersey? Nah.
Here's the thing, Ron. I feel like at this point, especially if you're going into the city for a trivia where you are the reigning fantasy football trivia king, I think you should be expensing black car service to the BDG office and be like, hey, Nick, you want me coming in? Send that black car out in front of my mom's house, and I'll see you when I get there, because your boy is not dealing with the riffraff on public transportation to get there.
Dude, the NJ Transit's is just a whole other. I don't know if anybody out there loves Frank the Tank, but he's always on his NJ Transit's the worst. They don't clean anything. Literally, my birthday a few weeks ago, we were supposed to go into Hoboken, which is like by New York City, and it was the first time in 30 years that they went on strike, and NJ Transit was closed down. So that's the kind of service we're getting over there.
Ben is asking why we didn't stack up Marvin Mims with Bo Nix or Roma Dunze with Caleb. It's because he did not pass the prompt, and he got the punishment, which was next available rookie, Trey Harris. Stacking was not.
Well, it's got to be Scatabo. That's the thing. It has to be Scatabo.
What's the craziest thing you've ever seen on public transportation? Have you seen like the guy masturbating? What do you see? Rats? You see people hooking up? What have you seen? Drugs?
It's really just homeless people that scare me. It's kind of the craziest thing. Like, it doesn't really count as public transport, but I was walking outside of Port Authority, which is like, I guess, like public transport, and there was just like a homeless guy who was within like inches of my face, like begging me for money until I turned the corner. And it's just it's the worst. That's all I could give. Like, outside of public transit, I haven't been on it early enough for it to be tough. Rats eating pizza. A great visual. Big fan. Cue Daniel Bellinger. In the film of the same name, Patton Oswalt stalks a New York Giants defenseman. Ron must tell the chat what player after pick 100 ADP he is obsessing over. If available, take that player. Yeah, this is perfect because we're right at the juncture of the draft where we are past pick 100 here. Who are you stalking in the late rounds? Man, who am I stalking in the late rounds? I'm pulling up my exposure here. I have a lot of. I don't think Egbuka would count. I have a lot of Rashad White. I think he would count.
Okay. Tell us why you're obsessing over Rashad White. Let's hear the bull take.
It's kind of a boomer take with Rashad White, but I just think they really like him. I want to be careful with how I word this because it's not like David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs type. But they really like Rashad White. He is one of the best pass blockers in the NFL, and Bucky's not going to be a 20-plus touch guy. So I just think Rashad White catches passes. We saw him last year. Like, he's done nothing but score like 15-plus points per game. So I think that he's fine. And then if, say, Bucky Irving goes down, all of a sudden you have an RB1.
All right. I buy that analysis. I think, those takes, they don't strike me as obsessing. Like, I don't think Rashad White needs to worry about a restraining order from Ron drafting. But I realize you're early into your drafting this summer, and maybe you'll have someone you stalk harder as the months progress. But we have another prompt here. We're gonna take Theo out. You did pass the test there though. Fireman Ed. We're gonna cue Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and you must tell us a story about Fireman Ed to draft whoever you want. And if the story happens to include a personal connection to you, Ron, you get to actually skip the next punishment regardless of what it is. Do you have any Fireman Ed connections or stories?
No, I have zero Fireman Ed connections. Pretty much, I will say he's the most polarizing guy in the Jets fan base because he like grew up a Dolphins fan or something, and then he also turned his back on the team when they went through the dark times of like Geno Smith and Jeremy Curley. So I don't know, nothing really outside of him just getting the JETS chance going. But I do love his selfie videos after games are so funny, dude. Like he called a few times to get Zach Wilson. Like, he's like, the kid can't play. The kid can't play. You got to take him out. And that like literally got Zach Wilson on the bench because Fireman Ed said so.
I love it. All right, 2 picks here. Do you want to start entertaining potentially a quarterback? Trevor Lawrence stacked up with Brian Thomas.
Oh yeah, let's go Trevor Lawrence.
All right, we'll get Trevor Lawrence for you here. I'll let the clock bleed so we have a little extra time. Who do you want for your second pick here? You got 3 quarterbacks, 6 wide receivers, and Laporta at tight end.
What other quarterback do we got up there?
You got McCarthy, Stroud, Penix, Tua. I don't see any obvious stacking stuff.
Yeah, let me see some.
Here.
Let me see some other guys.
Yeah, Hollywood. Tyler Warren is sliding. Tajay Spears, Ray Davis, Jaden Blue for running backs.
Let's go with Ray Davis. I'm cool with that. Why not?
Yeah, I mean James Cook. I guess he showed back up. But is still upset that he doesn't have a new contract. Do you think there's a chance for a little funny business there?
I think there's a lot of opportunity for funny business with James Cook. I think he sold his house in Buffalo is what the streets are saying. I don't know. I mean, running backs, it feels like they don't really move in terms of like getting dealt with a holdout, if that makes sense. So I think he'll be fine. But I do like Ray Davis is just a good player, I think. I will say a little biased. I went to the Thursday night game against the Bills last year. That was the Lazard Hail Mary. So another reason why I love Lazard. But Ray Davis had like a 20-plus yard catch in that game.
Yeah.
Which was a highlight play. He's
nice too, man. He's got that all-around skill set too, where if like they wanted to use him as a bell cow back, they totally could.
Have you seen his eyes? His eyes are great.
I haven't.
I think you should.
Do I need to look up Ray Davis's? Do I just search Ray Davis or do I search Ray Davis eyes?
No, just Ray Davis. He's got a beautiful set of eyes, though.
All right, let me. Okay, yeah, I could get lost in those. I can see it. Yeah, dreamy. I feel like they're almost like hypnotic. Like I'm saying, you're getting very sleepy, getting pulled in there. Yeah, I mean the James Cook stuff. It's like. It's weird because generally this stuff gets worked out. You know, they puff out their chest and, try to get a little leverage and then they end up signing a contract. But like they were asking for money in the range of he wanted Derrick Henry money. Derrick Henry's the 3rd highest paid running back in the league right now, $15 million a year. Barkley's 20, CMC's 19 million. Like, I think we all like James Cook, but I don't know if he deserves Derrick Henry and Jonathan Taylor money.
I think his agent too is one of the top guys. Like, is it? Or no, it's not. I thought it was going to be the one who does all the big deals, but it's not. But yeah, that's the issue with running backs, man. And then like, I don't know how you fix that problem because like Genty comes in because he went 6th overall. He's like the 4th highest paid running back or something like that. Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, he has 35 mil guaranteed at signing, 2nd highest in the NFL. First is Saquon with 36. So,
all right, Ron. This is if you had to be scared about any prompts, this would maybe be the one. Ron sings Rod. Cue the next tight end. Ron sings a verse of a Rod Stewart song dedicated to his favorite all-time Jets player. Take who he wants. Do you have any favorite Rod Stewart songs? I'll start with that.
I don't have a single one, man.
Are you familiar with any Rod Stewart songs?
I don't think so. I would have to. I'm about to pull up their Spotify.
Do you think I'm sexy? I think would be a good song for some lyrics for if you were wanting to sing about your all-time favorite Jets player. Alan Lazard sits alone waiting for suggestions. He's so nervous, avoiding all the questions. His lips are dry. His heart is gently pounding. Don't you just know exactly what he's thinking? Come on, sugar, tell me so, baby. Would you like a karaoke track?
I could do a karaoke track. I'm trying to. I don't even know how this goes, really.
All right, let's do we're going to do a karaoke. Do you think I'm sexy? Let's get karaoke here. Oh man, this is also going to be tough because we're going to have to spin for this second one too here. Okay. Do you think I'm sexy? Here we go. Let's see. Who is your favorite Jets player? Who should we know that you're
all time or right now?
for this thing, who are you going to be singing? Yeah.
This is to Darrell Rivas. This is a ballad to Darrell Rivas here.
Let's get to the chorus here. All right, here you go. Right here.
She sits alone, waiting for suggestions. He's so nervous, avoiding all the questions. His lips are dry, her heart is gently pounding. Don't you just know exactly what they're thinking? Up my body, and you think I'm sexy? Come on, sugar, let me know.
Let me get a Darrell Rivas reference.
Do you really need me? Just reach out and touch me on the beach at Rivas Island, baby.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. You did pass that. Okay. Who do you want with this pick that we have to spin?
Whoever's highest in the.
I had the wrong screen on. My God. Here we go. Isaiah Likely, Xavier Legette, Kyle Pitts, Jalen McMillan, Tillman.
Give me Xavier Legette.
Okay, let's do Legette.
Probably done at receiver there then.
Yeah, and then you could maybe set up a Bryce Young stack. Here we go. We're spinning. Okay. Did we already do this one? No, I don't think so. Hot garbage. Cue a player at 180 plus ADP. Ron must describe what a garbage plate is and the only acceptable time to have one to draft who he wants. What's a garbage plate, Ron?
I don't know, man. A garbage plate. I'm going to assume that's it. A garbage plate from where I come from is maybe a plate of fries at a local diner is what I would call a garbage plate. But yeah. I wish I knew.
A garbage plate, it's an American dish consisting of hot dog or hamburger meat, hot meat sauce, and other condiments piled atop a variety of side dishes, typically including macaroni salad and home fries. It's usually served with butter bread, and they are famous in parts of New York there. Did you say hot dog as part of your thing?
No, I said French fries.
All right. So I did auto draft you a player after 180, which is Sam Darnold, which at least I was being nice because you needed a quarterback.
Yeah. I'm cool with that.
There you go. What is the typical? So you pizza delivery guy, not doing the garbage plates. What's on the menu for the Ronce? Is it whatever your mom's cooking? If you're on your own devices, what are you whipping up?
Man, I've been on my healthy guy stuff recently.
Let's go.
But yeah, what my mom makes, though I try and get her to make some healthy guy stuff. Because the issue that I have with my mom, and obviously I love her to death, but she will make a banana bread or something, and then she'll have like half of one slice, and then it sits there, and then I'll put on the hard hat and get to work. That's just how that happens. You see the banana bread, it's late, and it's like, you know what? This thing's gonna go old in a couple of days. All right, I'll have half the damn loaf real quick. So then it becomes an issue. So I have to tell her, like, look, if you're not going to eat much of this, like, you got to chill.
Dude, that dynamic is like the same in my house because Lauren's a really good cook. She likes to bake, and it's funny you say banana bread because that same thing will happen. She'll have, we'll have an entire tin or whatever of banana bread. And there's something about like when stuff is in the pantry, it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind, but you're just walking past the kitchen and you see the banana bread splayed out there and your brain starts going, man, if I just get a nice slab of butter on that right now, maybe I throw it in the microwave for about 20 seconds, get it a little warm. And next thing you know, you're off the deep end, just like shoveling banana bread into your mouth.
Yep. Or you're doing the drive-by, I'm going upstairs, passing by the kitchen. Okay, I'll get a slice. And then, I'm coming back up for dinner. I'll have a little banana bread on a little dessert. And then all of a sudden, you look up and you had 5 banana slices today or banana bread slices. And it just becomes, it's too much. It's too much. I'm not, 17 anymore. That they don't just bounce off me anymore.
It is so cruel too, because my wife will have like a craving. Well, she'll just be like, "Oh, I want to make cookies or whatever." But like for her, it's just like she wanted to have 1.5 cookies, and then that like satiates her craving. And I'm like, "But you made 20 cookies that are going to now just sit out here for a while and tempt me." The one thing that's been the hack for me with that kind of stuff is when there's fun stuff, I save it for because I do the creamy mix-ins where I have my protein base. So like if there's something fun, like she makes cookies, like I'm going to pass on it during the day, but I will use the cookie as my mix-in for my ice cream at night. So that's how I've kind of middled it a little bit.
I got to get in on the creamy. I got to get in on it.
It's fun, man. It's it's really in like, you get really good bang for your buck out of like your mix in, like, especially if it's something like flavorful. I wrote up one I've been doing recently is, so April has a bunch of animal crackers. Like that's one of her snacks. So I would just do cinnamon, just a few pinches of cinnamon in a handful of April's animal crackers. And it's like snickerdoodle cookie ice cream. It's like so fucking good. So yeah, you can get pretty creative, and then you just have your base, you know, it's milk, it's pudding mix. You toss in some protein powder. I've been doing a little creatine in there, and you just got this healthy, yummy dessert.
Yeah, I got to get on, because ice cream, that's my like if I go to the gym, like I'll demolish a little Halo Top pint, even though I know it's not that great.
That's right. All right, here we go. With friends like this, here we go. We got the Alan Lazard punishment. We're gonna cue him up. Ron recounts a time when his scumbag friends helped him to be his better self in the situation to draft whoever. Do you got any good scumbag friend story?
Wow, were they make me a better person?
Yeah. What have you learned from your friends, or what kind of perspective have they given you in this world, Ron?
They've given me the perspective that not everything you pay for is yours, and that this is like a very reverse scumbag, but you can purchase a nosebleed seat and then somehow find yourself in the 100s by like the third quarter if you do your due diligence. You know, little word to the wise from these kinds of guys. I would say less of morally correct and just more how far a dollar can really get you.
Wow. Okay. So they've taught you some life skills about how to maximize. And it sounds like maybe you might be more of a rule follower, and they kind of pushed you outside of your comfort zone of being like, Ron, it's not a big deal. No one's going to care that we snuck down into the lower bowl.
Yeah. There's a lot of that happening of, you know, you don't have to pay for the beach passes down the shore. You just have to walk by with confidence. Confidence is the currency down the shore.
Dude, it's funny. I showed up to actually, let's before we do story time here, we got to spin again. You don't have to take Alan Lazard. Who do you want here at pick 179? You do have Trevor Lawrence and Sam Darnold at quarterback. You could draft your boy Aaron Rodgers again.
Let's go.
Want another tight end?
Let's go Rodgers for this team.
For the bit, I love it. You love Aaron Rodgers. You miss him. You wish he was your quarterback instead of Justin Fields.
I don't know. I don't know. I have a complicated relationship with Rodgers, where a part of me kind of hates him, but then a part of me also, I think he's a fine guy, I guess.
Oh God. Okay. You're going to end up with the punishment here, because we're not going to do this. Hang on. Cue Jack Beach. Oh, Beach is gone. I'm going to put Deontay Thornton in here. I'm just telling you right now, we're not going to get to this.
How does Deontay Thornton become Jack Beach?
Because here's why.
Raiders receiver?
Raiders wide receivers that aren't going to make an impact this year. No, I'm sorry. This is one of the issues with a multimedia prompt on the turn, but we are still going to play because this is a very fun game here. Ron must identify whether seaside photos are of a New Jersey beach or a beach in another state to draft who he wants. Are you ready for this game?
I am ready.
Is this the Jersey Shore or somewhere else?
That is somewhere else.
Can you name where this is?
I maybe like the Bahamas or something tropical.
It is tropical. Hawaii, Waikiki, to be specific. Let's go to clue number 2. Lou said he tried to make these easier for you. Is this the Jersey Shore or another beach destination?
I think I'm trying to get tricked on this, but I'm going to say Jersey Shore.
Yeah, Atlantic City, New Jersey here.
A lot of Ferris wheels that look just like that down the shore.
All right.
That one's
Jersey
tough.
Shore. Yeah, because this is kind of a generic pier.
I'm going to say somewhere else.
Let's see here. No, this is Belmar, New Jersey.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. That was pretty good there for throwing you off the scent. Here's another one.
Wow.
Is this Jersey Shore or somewhere else?
Somewhere. The water is way too nice. That's not the Jersey Shore. There's no way.
You're right. It's Siesta Beach, Florida, which has like some of the nicest sand and water in the United States. So very correct. That was not Jersey Shore. How about this one? Is this a roller coaster from the Jersey Shore?
That's 100% Jersey Shore. That has to be.
Yes, it is.
Not
Wildwood.
Yeah, Wildwood. Wildwood's great, man.
I have never spent time on the Jersey Shore. I've never been to Atlantic City. Am I missing out on anything, or am I good?
I would say you're missing out, but it's funny you say, like, I know you didn't mean Seaside or the actual destination, but like Seaside is, do not go to Seaside. Like that is the worst part of the shore.
Okay.
But there's some like really nice ones. Like the ones that are like very down south, like Wildwood and Cape May are very nice, but it's tough. Like I imagine you have, shores and you're up there in like Massachusetts, right?
Yeah. The Cape Cod has nice beaches.
But I imagine the boardwalk is special down the Jersey Shore, where there's like, you can get really good ice cream. There's some rides. There's some janky rides. It's an experience.
Good people watching, I imagine.
A lot of really good people watching. Yeah.
That's my favorite thing about locations like that. Yeah.
Like
just go ahead.
I went down for with my buddies Memorial Day weekend, and I got there right before check-in. So what I do is I have the Planet Fitness like black card, so I'll just like pull up on random Planet Fitnesses wherever I'm at. And I went to this one down the shore, and it's like, man, it's like these like women in their 50s that look like they're just very beat up from the sun, whether that's tanning beds or whatever's going on there. Plastic surgery. So it's
that
a
old
funny
wrinkly, leathery, just like dark brown sun.
I was just say catcher's mitt, but I didn't want to be mean, Pete.
No, you're allowed to say that. All right, here's the prompt: Basement Dweller. Cue the next 3 Patriots in reverse ADP order, which I did. Actually, I need to do reverse ADP order. There we go. And Ron must retrieve 3 pieces of clothing and/or equipment needed by basement dwellers to brave the outdoors, to clear the queue and draft who he wants. This is like, whatever you want to come up with that you think fulfills this prompt. I'll let you go and collect some stuff right now. While Ron does this, shout out as always to the chat for hanging out, for people drafting with us. Of course, to Lou and Matt for all their help with the prompts. We do have our guest book for next week. We're going to have Coach Speak Index on. We did a randomizer draft with him last year, had a ton of fun, want to do another one with him this year. We're going to have lots of karaoke and musical prompts. So next Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern, Coach Speak Index will be a fun time. All right, Ron, time for some show and tell. What is the equipment for the basement dweller to emerge into the light of day?
First, I have a Seton Hall basketball jersey. This is just because Miles Powell is the GOAT, and it's just something you have to wear if you leave the basement. That's just for good luck.
Good wardrobe there. Yeah.
Then we have a windbreaker. This is it gets rainy outside. You have to be ready. And then I also have sunscreen for all of my pasty brothers that are leaving the basement for the first time this summer. Don't want to get burned. So
there you go. Well done there, Ron. I can never detach the jokes from reality. Are you still in your mom's basement, or are you in your own place?
No, this is my mom's basement. I will say there are plans to move out after this season. We'll see how that goes, but it's gonna be an interesting thing of like wherever I move, I would like it to have a basement in theory, but we'll see.
Where do you want to stay, like local, or you thinking about a big move?
No, it would be not like super local, but in a perfect world, it'd be Hoboken, like across from New York, and it'd be a nice little middle ground, where especially like working from home, I would just like to be in more of a city area. I think would be nice. Yes.
Ben, when am I going to go on Coach Speak? Funny you ask. We're going to do a back-to-back. So next week, Randomizer at 2 p.m. on my channel, and then I'm going to hop on his channel right after at 3 p.m. and draft a team. He finally ran out of the real celebrities, the Field Yateses, the Adam Levitans and Josh Norrises, and now he's ready to work his way down to the C tier. So excited to do that. With Coach Speak, let's see. I need to spin. Oh, no, this is our last prompt. So you get to pick whoever you want. But Mom Spaghetti, before the next pick, Ron must retrieve some leftovers from the fridge, maybe even banana bread. If he can't find leftovers or doesn't get back by the next pick, draft a player that can stretch a defender or starch a defender. All right, Rod coming back with some leftovers. I'm going to have a little bit of time to see what he wants for this team. He has Trevor Lawrence, Sam Darnold. He does need a tight end here. Should we do Chig for him? Jatavian Sanders, Theo Johnson, What should we do for him? Or Tyler Conklin. He could basically have the old Rogers to Conklin stack from the Jets. I feel like that would be a fitting tribute to Ron. You know, he drafted his 2 former Jets loves together. So we'll let this bleed out. And then what was this? Someone who can starch a defender. Matt, what does this mean? What does starch a defender mean? Who would that be? So he's still at a 3.482, probably a running back. What do you got? What leftovers do we got?
I got pork chops. You're exposing my mom here.
I love it. Let's see the pork chops.
They're breaded pork chops.
All right. Beautiful. All right. Quick. Who do you want? You want a running back? Blake Corum, Dylan Sampson,
Give me Blake Corum.
Okay. We got him. Okay. Beautiful. Did your mom normally like cook in bulk and then you got like leftovers for the week kind of thing?
Yeah, I would say those 2 pork chops are because I had like 3 or 4 for lunch before I got on here. So,
Nice.
yeah, usually there's some leftovers and I'll have it for lunch the next day.
I just want to let the record show that these food prompts have been torturous for me. The conversation about creamy, I have not eaten yet today. I've been so busy. So the second this show gets over in about 1 minute, I'm going to run upstairs and see what leftovers I have upstairs to eat. But just know that there was a point in this show where I actually thought a garbage plate sounded good. That's how hungry I was.
Usually fast or what?
I mean, I normally have lunch around 12 or 1, but I have meetings and then this show. And when I get busy, I forget to eat, and I am going to go and rectify that in a second. But Ron, let me get you the full recap of this team here. A 3.582. You are, I believe, the first guest this year to have to battle the turn dynamic, which really ratchets things up. You know, a couple of these punishment picks were not on you. It was more a product of the randomization draft slot. So, you know, not all of these are on you, but this is what it is. Your name will forever be attached to this team. Trevor Lawrence, Sam Darnold, and Aaron Rodgers, Christian McCaffrey, Trevion Henderson, Cam Scatterbo, Ray Davis, Blake Corum, pretty good running back room. Brian Thomas, Mike Evans, that Malachi Corley pick at 37. Don't know how that's going to age. Roma Dunze, Marvin Mims, Trey Harris, Xavier Leggett, Sam Laporta. And then while you were upstairs getting leftovers, I did want to get you another tight end. And I thought the Aaron Rodgers to Tyler Conklin 2024 stack would be something you would be proud of.
Yeah, I like the retroactive stack. That might play.
It might play. Any thoughts on this team? Dante Thornton, Malachi Corley. Can it get done? Can it get the job done?
I think so. I think we've ran the pockets of everybody in this draft room. I think Malachi Corley in the 4th might be the guy you need.
He could be.
He is the Yak King. People forget about that. He is the Yak King.
Well, how about like in a real setting this year over the course of however many drafts you end up partaking in on Underdog, do you think you will ever select Malachi Corley?
Maybe once or twice. I'll mix them in.
Right.
I do. I actually, you know what take that I was thinking about the other day? Mix in Jermaine Burton out there. You know, I know everyone out there is grabbing Yoshi Voss or whatever. Mix in a Jermaine Burton. He got, I don't know if you guys are aware, but he got a haircut. He's on to new beginnings for this year. And I'm very excited for what that might look like. So get Jermaine Burton.
All right, there it is. The only fantasy football show out there talking about Malachi Corley and Jermaine Burton. Actually, no, that's a lie. On ADP Chasing, they did the Dead or Alive bit this week, and they literally were talking about those wide receivers. I think they also included Roman Wilson and Luke McCaffrey on the slide. Yeah,
both dead.
I believe they ended up saying Roman Wilson was the only draftable of those players. So there you go. You can battle them on the Jermaine Burton and Malachi Corley stuff. Ron, let people know what you got going on the YouTube channel, what people should keep an eye out for here.
Just the Rod Stewart YouTube channel. This is where very soon here I'm working on rankings. Those should be done in the next couple of days. And then we're going to be posting a few videos a week that are all redraft focused. We'll probably be doing some weekly best ball streams as well. So a lot going on over there as we sort of as I kind of turn the page here to redraft.
Beautiful. Everyone check that out. I will be sure to link to Ron's YouTube in the show notes. And also Ron, one thing I appreciate about Ron services the audio listeners. One of the few other YouTubers out there who make sure to get the audio up of all of his streams. So you can search for that in your podcast app of choice. Thanks again to Ryan, our Best Ball Bash guest, came on and crushed it. Very fun draft there. And like I said, we'll be back next Wednesday for Bash. Another one of you guys from the chat hopping on to draft a team with me, followed by a randomizer draft with the Coach Speak Index. Tomorrow, usual shows, lulls, and ship chasing. And also, I'm going to be doing After Dark on Thursday this week. Normally do them on the weekend. I'm busy this weekend, so we're going to do that on Thursday. My guest is Jonathan Fuller from the Deposit Kingdom, RKFD. Some of you guys know him from the Underdog Streets, the Discord Streets. Excited to talk with him. But yes, thank you to all of you guys, all of you YouTube members in the chat. For Ron, for Ryan, I'm Pete. For the Randomizer writers, this has been Best Ball Bash. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.